So imagine such a big opportunity, and I think there are some people who are really interested in this, Vasu. Let me roll on quickly to the next session, and I invite Dr. Rajeswaran to take over. Dr. Rajeswaran is the CEO, co-founder of Grantwood US, professor of practice at IIT Chennai, and SID board member. Sir, if you can take the floor.
Info for the speakers. Let's introduce them and ask them to introduce themselves.
Yeah, just start with Sushant Bose.
All right. Good. Don't be worried. I'm not going to give a talk on anything. I'm just going to introduce the speakers, which is much more of a pleasure. Okay. So I won't bore you with technical details, which is what I normally do. This session is about industrial. Actually, I found my name when I was at lunch. My name as a moderator here. So please excuse me. But I would like to welcome Sushant Bose, Rajesh Muthukrishnan, and Shibata-san, whom I know, or we met today. So the first speaker, so I'll have to burden the first speaker. Are you the first speaker? Okay. Burden you with just saying something about yourself because I didn't have a chance to meet you. But you're welcome. You're from Maruti Suzuki, right? And Sushant Bose. So let's start with Mr. Bose. He'll explain who he is and what he's interested in. I'll come back with a question though. I'll pay attention. Please. The name was here.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Rajeswaran, and a very warm good afternoon to you all of you, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a very, pleasure to be representing Maruti Suzuki, and on in this occasion, especially semiconductors. Semiconductors, as you all might be knowing, that how important that role is getting played in our cars nowadays. So basically, I come from the background of I am BTech in mechanical, and I have over 27 years of experience, of which primarily I have seen all areas of Maruti Suzuki. I started my career with Larsen & Toubro, where I was in their R&D group, and then I moved to Maruti, where I have seen product development and quality management systems, then new model development, supplier quality, and now I am currently heading the market quality team. So as you know that we are in Maruti Suzuki, we are producing on an average 2 million cars right now, and we have a goal of doubling it up by 2030, that is 4 million, and to retain our market share of 50%, and with the support of you all, I think we will be able to achieve that. But of course, that is one part, but also our exports markets have been steadily growing. So from in line with our Prime Minister's Make in India vision, Maruti Suzuki exports cars to over 120 countries worldwide. So, all the feedback which comes not only from domestic but also export. So I am in charge of market quality. So I take care of all the customer problems. So you can take my card or anything like that if you have any problem in your car. So you can get in touch with me. So I'm in charge of market quality. So I believe that with your smile and all, I believe you all must be having a lot of problem. But yes. Problems will be there, but we are there to solve the chaos. We are there to bring you the solutions. So I think you would like to come back, Dr. Rajeswaran, or I can continue? I continue. Okay, thank you. So, okay. Thank you. So let me move on to the topic of my presentation is roadmaps to reality. So as you all know, the Maruti or any other car manufacturer, by the way, they are known for making cars. But what right now we are doing is that we are saying that we are not only making cars, but we are making cars which are, pleasing for the customer. Now I will be showing you some data that today's statistics show that, the customer preference is changing. The customer first looks at the interior, probably more than the exterior of the car. What features it has got, the car has got, and all those things, of which display plays a very important role. And why I am representing this display, this thing is there, that semiconductor in all these displays plays a very, very important role. So So basically it is the interface, as you can see, between you and the car, the display unit. So, and also it is seen as a digital companion. Now why I am saying it is as a digital companion is, as you know, that the cars have evolved with the display units, and nowadays the buzz that is going around is that with AI, artificial intelligence coming into the display units, which you will see very soon in India, you can be talking to your display units. And if you are feeling lonely, okay, I'm not talking about driverless cars and all those things, of course that is also one part, but emotional attachment with your, as you are having with Alexa and all those things, so you can talk to these display units, and that is how the the ecosystem is evolving. Now this is in statistics, which shows that how the automotive display market in globally is increasing. So it is now close to, it's going to be $30 billion industry, by the year 2030. And in India itself, if you see 4 million units which India currently produces, of which majority of the cars are having display units which are very, very advanced. Then 70% of the cars today have features which advance this display unit. And as I mentioned, 50% of the car buyers, and that is true for Maruti also, 50% of the car buyers prefer cars which have a very high-tech display unit. Now just to give you some perspective how the display units have evolved over time. So if you see, back in the good old days of our maybe father or grandfather, the display units or the speedometer only used to show the speed, which was mandatory, and maybe your fuel level and all that. So, but as you see, how it has evolved is, then there was a small clock also added onto the odometer along with the fuel gauge and the speed. Then of course 2014, somewhere around 2014, the smart play infotainment came into being, wherein you had the navigation, Bluetooth, and with the Google and Map My India and all those things coming up. And then 2020 onwards, we have seen a mushrooming of Android Auto, CarPlay, and all these things getting integrated into the display system. And now we have what you call a cockpit type of a system, whereas the whole, the display is integrated. It is one single, surround kind of a thing, wherein you have lots of experience. Nowadays you can also even know that what is the particulate matter of the air, and other things like music, FM, and they're just the basic things now. But yes, what I was talking about is that very soon you are going to see that AI getting inbuilt into it, wherein you will be able to interact with AI and control the car just by voice commands through AI. So what does all this mean for all of us? So now, as you see, these are getting driven by customer expectations. Of course, Indian customers, they don't know very well what is the technology and how it is moving. We are very tech savvy. So if you see, these are some of the expectations of the customer, the prime most being safety. You see ADAS safety features. This is something which the customer is highly demanding nowadays in his car. And then immersive displays, that is the display unit, as I was talking about, that comes next. If you see, after safety comes immersive displays, 72%. And somewhere down the line, you will also see AI prioritization and, personalization, which is around 40%. That means already 40% of the customers have started expecting that, your display unit should be having AI feature into it. So this is how the expectations of the customers are changing. And as their expectations are changing, so are their reporting mechanism also evolving. As all of us know that we are taking to social media for every single dissonance or every single thing that we experience bad, whether it is any kind of a product. So similar is true for our cars as well. So gone are those days where you had a problem and you reported it to the workshop or to the call center. Now what is happening is that instantly it gets spread over the net. With Facebook and whatnot, all, Insta and all these things coming into picture, instantly the negative word of mouth spreads, And if you do not act fast, and if you do not resolve such issues very fast, then you are gone. Your brand gets eroded, and the company's image also gets eroded. So if you see, I mean, these are some of the social media posts, and I have put specifically that, how customers are becoming so much vocal these days, and you have lots of these feedback which keep coming. So our customer, interaction systems have also evolved over time. And this is the kind of failure, I'm specifically talking about the failures that we are experiencing in Maruti related to display units. And most of these are related to kind of semiconductor or chip failures. So if you see that this is a bubble graph which shows it is the size of the bubble depicts what is the intensity or magnitude of the problem. So the highest number of problems are the display gets flickered or it is flickering when you are driving your car. Then the next is almost, the next three are almost similar in nature, that, the touch not working, the touch screen panel does not work, or you get a black screen. Now, I will be coming to that maybe, earlier people used to think that, okay, this is something like that, it's an experience issue, but it's a safety issue. And of course, one that you see right on the top left side is unintended touch. This is sometimes called in our auto industry, it is called ghost touch. Why ghost touch? Because you don't touch anything, you don't touch the panel, but it automatically switches and it goes wild. So what happens if your display unit goes black? So you can't see anything, You can't see what is your speed. You can be overspeeding. You can't see whether you have, what is the percentage of fuel that is there. So you can't see anything. And that is considered, as per the new mandatory recall code, which has come into force from 2021 in the automobile sector, that is considered as a safety issue, which can mean that if such an issue happens, and this can lead to a recall situation for the manufacturer. So if you see, I think, as the features, or the top right side graph shows, as the features in the cars are increasing, so are the semiconductor failures. The more and more electronics means more and more failures. So on the bottom side, if you see, the pink share is increasing over the years. So basically, I think a few of the challenges I have already talked about. So, but majority of the cases we see, this has a long value chain. I mean, we are getting these display units from our tier 1 suppliers, but they source, the PCBs and then the semiconductors, and further on, there's a long supply chain. So what it essentially means is controlling the processes across all these suppliers across the globe is a mammoth task, which is, sometimes as manufacturers, we are struggling a lot. And this is resulting into all such kinds of defects, which I have shown you already. Now let me share with you, I thought that, what is Maruti's approach, or how we are kind of tackling such situations with a kind of case study. So we had an issue that wherein, repeated failures were leading to high customer dissatisfaction, and, even if you see that normally the warranty and all these things were getting very high because these were repeatedly being replaced under warranty. So the challenge is, if we see in Maruti particularly, what we are facing today is that because of the long supply chain, China, Germany, Europe, so a lot of dependency is there for technical analysis of these parts, the defects, on the foreign collaborators. Now, this is something which we have to, as India, we have to realize that as we are, making in India, but at the same time, at the same pace, the analysis in India also has to, go hand in hand. Otherwise, just making in India will not suffice. So a lot of times we have seen that though, suppliers have started manufacturing the parts in India, but they are still dependent. When there is a major issue, they depend on their collaborators to do the root cause analysis. Now this is a kind of a issue which we keep telling our suppliers that you should develop your capability and know-how to upskill your manpower to do this. Second is, of course, I talked about the technical expertise and technology. The other is supply chain disruptions. You have seen during the COVID period, there was a semiconductor crisis after that, and then what it essentially leads to is that manufacturers resort to some unapproved changes, because of which all these issues which I talked about come out. Because we go through, in my automobile, you may be knowing that we go through a long validation cycle. Any kind of change has to be validated properly. It takes almost anywhere between 3 months to 1 year to validate a small change. So if these changes, somebody changes the capacitor or the diode or whatever, transistor, so it leads to some issues, electromagnetic interference and some regulatory issues which cause these kind of problems, which is unintended. And of course, the regulation and the government is coming up with the regulations. And if you see over the last 4 years, because of regulatory defects only, the recalls have increased by 4 times. I'm talking about the Indian market. Automobile recalls have increased by 4 times. So these are latest cases of recalls which have happened, Kia Carens and Hyundai Creta, because of display unit, not because of any brake failure or airbag failure or anything like that. So I just wanted to share this slide that because of display unit failure, manufacturers are compelled to go in for recalls. Now, how are we tackling? What is our approach, MSIL's approach? So we are, looking at 3-pronged strategy. We had, long time back, we had set up our own electronics lab in-house with a dedicated task force, which takes care of primary analysis of any kind of semiconductor failure or electronics failure. So we thought that, we cannot be dependent just on the suppliers. So initial investigation has to be done by Maruti. So this was set up. Then, of course, if our cars are coming with connected cars technology. What connected cars means is, I will be explaining you in the next slide, that a lot of signals we are getting over the air these days through telematics. So this is helping us a lot, because we don't need the customer to report to the workshop. As you are driving your car, these signals are coming to our servers, and we know that what is going to happen. It is like wearing a smartwatch, and you are getting the your health, the parameters like blood pressure and all those things. So these signals are coming to us, and then we are able to predictively tell that yes, this car is going to, or this display unit is going to cause some issue maybe 1 month down the line or 2 months. That is how the things are moving. Of course, third-party collaborations, yes, we are, wherever there is a critical issue, we discuss with, institutes like IITs and all for critical issues. So these are some of the things which Maruti is doing to take care of such issues. Now, I just mentioned the connected car. So just some of you, for those of you who are, may not be, knowing that what a connected car means. It is basically, it collects all the signals from all the controllers that a car has, and it gives you some feedback. Like, for example, if you have left, the headlight on and you have forgotten it and you have gone to your room, so you can see that your headlight is on. So basically, it collects all the signals, but it not only prompts the user or the customer, but it also gives the manufacturer some signals that, hey, this suspension is going to go down, or this, for example, this brake is wearing fast, brake pad. So because of which, a lot of predictive analysis is being done in the automotive industry, and you can take proactive solutions because of this connected cars. Now, here is an example that how, through connected cars, we could solve an issue of a display unit. Let me share with you that this is a very interesting case. I thought that, so what was happening was, if you see, okay, so basically there was a flickering issue, as I mentioned, that is the top issue in one of our models. And I don't know how many of you are have heard about that famous GM vanilla case. Ice cream case, wherein a customer used to always report a problem, engine going down, when he used to, on Friday with family, he used to go to an ice cream parlor and buy. So what I mean to say, it was typically happening under certain conditions. So basically, extreme heat in peak summer was causing this issue. because the electronics part of it, were not tuned to certain high temperatures which we normally see in India during, in Rajasthan and all those areas. So this was a heat related issue. But what was happening was that not all the cars were failing. Then we tried to investigate that what is happening, you see. So we saw that some customers are in the habit that when they get into the car, they immediately put on the AC. Okay. And so that's why only 20% of the cars were reporting for such issue, whereas others were not reporting. So then from this, we could make out that who are the customers who we should target specifically, initially to attend to this problem. So this data, that how many customers are putting the AC on just after getting into his car, this we could get from telemetry, and we could exactly know that who are the customers who will get inconvenienced first, so we could attend that. So this is just to show you that how telematics and all these things are helping us in achieving, giving faster solutions for our customers. I think these are the two last slides. So I would like to again take this, use this forum to share our expectations as OE, because this is how is coming from the customers who are, we all are driving cars. So basically, we must, along with manufacturing in India, we must also develop capability to analyze issues when they come up in India. So we have to keep in mind that we have to set up test facilities in India. Borrowing technology is one part, but when the customer faces an issue, we must know how to resolve it faster and in India. So we are sensitizing all suppliers to, keep this point in mind when they are setting up manufacturing plants in India, and also ensure regulatory compliance, because as you have seen, it costs a lot of money to go in for a recall, and it's the whole financial, this thing gets eroded. Small suppliers, they get pinched a lot, who are at the bottom of the chain. So I think we must innovate for excellence, of course, and then collaborate. All must collaborate for progress and lead the transformation which is happening. Thank you very much. Thank you. If you have any questions, or sir, you have.
I give you 1 more minute so I can ask a question.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the popular sizes of displays? If somebody's starting to think about manufacturing here, what are your popular sizes that we should focus on for you?
See, currently, I think most of the cars are 7-inch, but we are. I'm not talking about the IDS integrated display system. That is, you see the whole thing surround kind of a thing. But we have graduated. We have moved from 7-inch to 9-inch. That is what we have done a survey, and where we feel that 9-inch is the most expected kind of size that our customers want. So 9 inches on average.
That's today. What will it be 5 years from now? Because fabs will take 5 years to really start.
Yeah. So that's a very good question. Thank you for that question. So I think it is going to be all round. You are going to see most of the 90% of the cars having a cockpit-like system, wherein you will be surrounded by displays everywhere. You just, wherever you turn your neck, you should be able to, that is what the customer wants in next 3 to 4 years. So you should be having that visual experience all around. And that's how the cars will look like maybe by 2030. Thank you so much. So a lot of potential, a lot of electronics and semiconductors will go into making such cars. So we have very high expectations from all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Bose. If we have no problem at all with our cars, can we send you an email?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Because it'll be along the same kind of questions that I asked. What size should I make? What specifications, volume, quantity, that sort of thing. But they're not complaints on display. We want to be display suppliers to you guys. Okay, so we'll move to the next speaker. Who's the next speaker? Mr. Muthukrishnan?
Rajesh Muthukrishnan.
Please come. Yeah. Rajesh Muthukrishnan is with SRM Tech. It's like the SRM University?
No, it's a software development firm.
Okay, part of the same
We
group?
have several verticals.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll tell us all about it.
Yeah.
But please welcome, and we got 15 minutes, okay?
Thank you. Sure. I won't waste your time. Thanks for your precious minutes.
What it is.
Sure. Good afternoon. Pleased to face all your beaming faces in this auspicious afternoon. This is M. Rajesh, a technical architect, but I would like to introduce I would like to give you another introduction from my heart. I'm basically a mechanical engineer. And being a mechanical engineer, we are simply, capacious enough to generate only purely mechanical cars, which were blind, powerful, but at the same time, it was blind and brainless and senseless. Now, I feel, I bestow my gratitude from my heart to you. And thanks for all the techies for your technology that made my child a great brain. You have bestowed a great brain to my child and the senses and extrasensory powers and so on. Thank you so much for that, first of all. And from the morning, we have been hearing so many technical details, and it's really tired. I could sense that. Let me take you to a different field. How many of you, may I know how many of you love agriculture? Can you please raise your hands? That's awesome. Okay, let's go to the field now. Okay, let's imagine I've come up with a different dish to serve you. Okay, let me introduce that to you right now. Now, let's go to the agriculture field and imagine that this is a big cage. Inside that we are all chickens. This chicken is standing in front of you, which is going to be the victim of predators. Okay, and you are also sailing on the same boat. Okay, imagine during night times, can you name predators? What are the predators that you can name of? Can you come up with such predators? There are n number of predators. Each and every one's target, the way of entry, and their prey, everything is going to be, the style of hunting, everything is going to be different. For example, we are all gathered here, and this is a cage, and some of the predators may come from the sky, and some from the bottom of the cage, and some from the wall. There will be a pinhole in the wall that can penetrate into that. And some, you may not even imagine this, they will dig a tunnel from outside and come into the middle of the hall. That happens. So it's hilarious, right? Not. We all are chickens, really. When we imagine the situation, when we drive at a high speed on a national highway, and we all ourselves are instructed to tie ourselves with a seat using a rope, which is technically named as seat belt, right? We are tied up, and we are inside the cage, which is moving at a high speed in the highway, right? We are analogous. Can you imagine the situation? Now, during the night times, when predators enter into the cage, the poor chicken will not be able to, they can neither fight against, neither try to escape the situation because of the poor visibility in the night time. Likewise, we are all tied up. We cannot fight against the enemy who is totally invisible. Yeah, they can penetrate into your vehicle through the wires. How will you fight against a vehicle? How will you fight against an enemy who is invisible to you? How will you? There is no way. Who is there to help you out? SRM is here. We have very, 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 very strong weapons like cyber security. We are the experts in cyber security and functional safety measures. When they are getting fused into from the morning, we have been hearing about different material types and displays and everything. When it is getting infused into this and enter into the automotive domain, it's going to be very helpful to stop such predators, enemies, so that our journey is going to be very safe. I would like to pinpoint that the previous speaker, wonderful speaker of Maruti Suzuki Limited, Senior President, Vice President, Mr. Sushant Bose, said that a new feature is going to be introduced. That is, when fuel goes below the minimum level, the display will behave, it will become blank. It's okay. When it really happens, if it becomes blank, it's going to be helpful. But at the same time, imagine I'm a hacker. I would show you a blank screen when it is full of petrol. Won't it confuse you? I can do that. Because nowadays the cars are not mechanical, purely mechanical, as you guys are aware. You guys are techies, okay? Now the cars are electromechanical machines on wheels. They generate lots of data. You cannot separate out your vehicle because you have to share your data with the cloud or backend, right? As again, he mentioned that the vehicle is now seen as a smartwatch. You get the data, they are keep on watching the data so that he can help, but a hacker will not help. So these are not the imaginary situations, but happened. Hackers have, found malicious ways to automatically unlock, start, and stop the vehicles. It will result in rear-end collisions, which is too dangerous. So I have come up with a dish which is going to be totally different, and this is going to be very safe for you. This is going to make the digital world more safe and secure, and it will make the thing should never become, the scenario shouldn't be that the operation is successful but the patient died, right? So to make the operation completely successful, the patient should also survive after the successful operation. For this, SRM's tools of safety and security and cyber security plays a crucial role. Let me not waste your time. And we have headquarters in Chennai and delivery centers in Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and we have routed across the globe. VESA. VESA stands for Video Electronic Standards Association. It is a non-profit organization which is an amalgamation of over 300 professionals across the globe, and it has introduced DisplayPort automatic, DPAE standards and specifications, which is the very first try for, it introduces the standards for this. Before this introduction of this specification, there was no guarantee that whatever the data is sent from the source is reaching the sink safely. But after this specification introduction, we can make sure that the data is reaching the source, the sink safely. That's the beauty of our DPAE specification. And here are the scenarios. In SRM, we have passed more than 2,000 plus test cases based on real world scenarios. We support ADAS, and we give, these are the common things like during critical alerts like brake failure, tire pressure, lowering the tire pressure and everything. During such critical situations, we give the alert and everything is happening as I told you already. But video tampering is a malicious attack by hackers. Generally it happens. So what is video tampering? Video is nothing but a series of frames, and maliciously if some frame is replaced or deleted or duplicated, what would happen? So that scenario is called video tampering, and video injection is also similar. I will take to the solution part later. So these are the general malicious attacks done, and we do abide by ISO standards for implementing all those safety tools, ISO 26262, and in addition, ISO 21434 for abiding by the cyber security rules. So what is the benefit of getting associated with SRM for an OEM? Actually, we provide you the working C-based Linux model, which is an EXE. So by executing it, you can easily simulate your source, sink, and the bridge component, so that you won't have to spend so much time. You won't have to reinvent the wheel again. You can simply make use of the existing model and simulate your elements, source, sink, and branch elements easily, and you can accomplish your task very easily without spending so much of time. And these are the customer requirements, like right from specification definition, and then designing, planning, implementation, testing, and then finding out the faults, and then the service. We are with you throughout all these stages. And this is a typical, pictorial representation of our functionality. That is, to infuse our safety and security functionalities into your existing system, you don't have to do any changes to your system. It is kept as it is. For example, let me tell you, left side is the source device, and right side is the DP monitor, which is going to be your display. And our system is colored in green, DPAE, encoder, and decoder. Okay, so it is getting connected to the system through the board, and the actual data, instead of flowing directly from the source to the sink is nothing but your display. It is being passed to us, and we do check CRC value and MAC verification. These are the example techniques that we use. So after verification, for example, let's take CRC, which identify the redundancy and the duplicacy and the integrity and everything is being checked here. And after check, CRC value is calculated and it is fed to the input of your sink, and then again CRC value is calculated. In software, we do name it like belt and braces approach to make, to ensure the safety. We already wear belt, and on top of that, if you wear braces, it is going to be a double layer for your safety. Likewise, the sink will also be engaged in calculating the CRC value. If the CRC value, both of these values match, then only the data is going to be displayed in the display. Otherwise, you'll be notified. So that's the beauty of this. And these are the use cases, normal use cases. The first one is driver cockpit. Again, as we are aware, the driver cockpit is full of displays nowadays. And here, the windshield itself is going to be working as a display, so that the driver won't have to look sideways or upward and downward. Directly in front of him, the display is going to display the thing. But again, it also needs very critical functional safety measures, without which the information can be false and it will be disastrous. And the second one is side mirror camera. Why to replacing mirror with side camera? Why should we do that? What's the meaning of doing that? Because as human beings, we have limitations. Can you see in darkness? Can you see the speed limit board during darkness? No. Can you echolocate any distant lying object like a bat or a dolphin? No. Can you see in all directions at once? No. So here, the sensors, LiDAR, and cameras, everything comes into play. Okay, this helps us giving the signs of criticality and safety, in addition to displaying the actual image. Here also we have implemented CRC and MAC algorithms in order to maintain the safety. Again, regions of interest is nothing but these are the critical areas of, for example, there is a fire in engine, brake failures, steering failures. These kind of features will be, when it crosses the threshold value, it will be immediately given attention and it will be colored in red. The color difference simply notifies the degree of complexity or urgency. So as you could see, there is a safety symbol is getting added at the left bottom, which means that it needs your attention. And here, let me tell you about CRC. CRC is a complex mathematical algorithm that we usually implement. Here, source is giving you the display video packet, and this sink is displaying it. And the source display stream is getting added with predefined set of zeros, and the CRC calculation, which is a modular binary 2-based calculation, it is done. And the dividend quotient is not going to be important. By the remainder is CRC value. And the same calculation is done at the sink side. And if the CRC values match, that shows that the data is not at all touched by anyone. It is pure. So likewise, MAC. MAC comes under cybersecurity, where we don't only look for the authentication. Cybersecurity works, the pillars of cybersecurity is CIA: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality means that not everyone should access your data. But when your car becomes connected nowadays, you cannot restrict the data like, if I'm the owner, I should want to be the only person who can read it. No, not possible. It should be shared, but that should be a limitation. A private key is there. So whoever has the private key, only they should be able to read your data. And MAC does this. In addition, many people believe that only mere hashing will do the problem, solve the problem. But that's not the case. When your data is blended with a private key and after that hashing is done, it is again a double security approach. So it will safeguard your data, and it will produce a digest, and the same process, that digest along with the message is fed to this sync, and sync will also follow the same mathematical procedure to calculate the digest. When the digest matches, then it is safe. This is the MAC algorithm, bit technical, but it's very useful and very essential. That's all. So specification summary is, this specification is very useful for ensuring the safety and security of the data, whatever you see on the screen, because we are driving everything, we are doing, all the decisions are made by the driver based on the display, whatever we see in the display. So it's not that, you cannot, elude it. It's very important to make sure that the video or image, whatever you see on the screen is pure, okay, and fresh. So it is built on DisplayPort already. DisplayPort 2.1a specification was there, and it is built on top of that. And functional safety is implemented via, as I told you, region of interest, CRC, frame counters, and timeout monitoring. And data integrity with SPDM authentication and MAC tagging comes under cyber security. Let me not read the whole slide, Sorry. So these are the challenges. For example, let me give you two cases like frame freezing. You're driving in a car, the display shows your car, and duplicate frames. This is what the problem is. There is a car which is approaching you from behind, and actually the display should be refreshed immediately. It should give you the live data. Instead of that, if the same old frame is getting repeated, if that frame is duplicated, what will happen? Your driving decision is going to be, again, disastrous. So in order to avoid this, we have frame counter, timeout monitoring, and CRC check. These are the technical things that we apply to warn the driver that the frame is not correct. Okay? And likewise, video tampering. If there is nothing in front, but there, it is shown that a big, massive vehicle is coming, approaching you, what would happen again? So again, we have CRC check and VESA and cyber security checks is here. And these are the deliverables from SRM. We have, as I mentioned you already, we have already passed 2,000 plus test cases based on similar real scenarios. And we deliver you a C model based on which you can expedite your process of testing your source, sync, and everything. And we abide by the ISO rules 21434 and ISO 26262. And the development tools that we use, are GitHub for preventing for repository maintenance of a code, and we do use C++ and Python. These are the strategic benefits to our customers. OEMs gain faster, as I mentioned already, faster line to compliance for new products, and reduces ambiguity in interpreting VESA standards. Once you want to get VESA certified, you will have to abide by the specifications mentioned by VESA. In order to do that, our C model and all our test cases will be very much helpful for you, not only for planning and development, but also for the maintenance. And this is our roadmap. So we can collaborate with semiconductor companies for pre and post silicon process for new generation displays chips, provide support for VESA certification process for OEMs and semiconductor manufacturing companies, validation support using DisplayPort testing equipment free from Teledyne, help OEMs to enable VESA and cyber security on their infotainment, which is crucial. So again, SRM, there are a lot of verticals, and in each vertical, we are one of the key players. That includes hotels, education, engineering, healthcare, and media. We are especially into embedded software solutions, in which in-vehicle software solutions are done, and AutoSAR solutions, ADAS and autonomous vehicles, AI and ML, machine learning and artificial intelligence is implemented, and SDV, EV solutions, we do best of all these services. And thank you for spending your precious minutes. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Raj, great presentation. Really? Separately, we should take a discussion now, because how
Yeah,
do
please
we
go.
integrate this with some other and build it up to a trusted stack.
Set up.
Players would be interested, that is what the electronics industry would be interested in. Make sure that we are able to protect this as a trusted security stack.
Or duty.
Yeah, so we'll take up that discussion.
Sure.
So we'll move on to the next presentation. It's slightly different. It's going to be on technologies that make displays and.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So Shibata-san, welcome to this conference. And he's a researcher at Dai Nippon Printing in Japan, a very large diversified conglomerate. So he's going to tell us something on display technology?
Yes.
Okay, this good. He's going to explain. Need any help, or you can get started, and
Thank
then
you,
I'll ask
Rajesh-san. Thank you.
for questions later.
Okay. First of all, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for this opportunity. I'd like to thank the organizer, SID, and ICEA, as well as the supporter, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, India. Sorry. Sorry. Before presentation, let me introduce myself. My name is Takayuki Shibata from DNP. I'm specializing in marketing of electronics, especially display. I worked on developing optical film for LCDs, and now marketing for India, Korea. My hobby is playing tennis, and raising my children is my greatest joy. Before presentation, today I'll be covering the following topics. Let's start with an overview of DNP. DNP, Dai Nippon Printing, was founded in 1876. Next year, 150 years. Our annual sales now exceed 1,459 billion yen, over 800 billion Indian rupee. And we operate in 3 main business segments. Smart communication include photo booth. Number 2, lifestyle and industrial supplies. We provide packaging, decorative materials for homes and automotives, energy-related products and services, and electronics. This is a segment we are currently focusing on later. DNP holds a significant global market share in several key products. As this page highlights, functional films. Around 50% of the global market used in displays. Metal masks for OLED display manufacturing. Battery pouch film. Around 65% of the global market for electronics vehicle. DNP has a global network with 27 sales offices in 17 countries and 16 manufacturing facilities in 8 countries. In India, we have a liaison office in Gurugram. Let me introduce Mr. Suzuki. He's in office. In the future, we plan to establish a local subsidiary and use it as a base for marketing, sales, manufacturing, trade, and research and development. Next, let's delve into the details of our electronics business. DNP's electronics segment focuses on 3 core products: display components, semiconductor materials, and optical films. Our electronics segment has
evolved through decades of material and process innovation, advancing from early technologies to high precision components for displays and semiconductors. Recent updates include a new OLED metal mask line for 8th gen glass in May last year, and a 50% capacity boost in optical films with a 2,500 millimeter wide quarter in September this year. Next, the products for TVs and PCs. Anti-glare and low reflection films are used in many LCD and OLED TVs, as well as notebook, PC, and monitors to reduce glare and improve visibility. We had made color filter, and we got a lot of knowledge in color filter resist. Next, for mobile devices. As you can see, many DNP products are incorporated into these devices. Flexible cover window material. This provides protection for the device's screen, transparent antenna within the display. And camera components. This includes springs for autofocuses and diffractive optical elements used in face recognition and other sensors. Next, let's delve into innovative component for head-up display, automotive displays. As shown on this slide, India's automotive parts market is experiencing steady and resilient growth with a compound annual growth rate of 9.2% from 2018 to 2023, even through the challenge of the COVID-19 pandemic. Electronics now account for 12% of the market in vehicle components. Looking ahead, we believe that local production of display and semiconductors will further accelerate this growth, creating new opportunities for innovation and collaboration in the automotive displays. DNP is also engaged in the production of a wide range of automotive display components. Now, let me take a moment to elaborate on some of these developments. Louver array film reduces reflections from displays like SIDs, helping maintain clear visibility at night. As displays grow larger and more integrated, traditional solutions like hoods or display angle adjustment limit design flexibility. Louver array film provides modern interior design and can also help control the viewing angle of display devices. And next, a key challenge in OLED technology is managing external light reflection, which can arise from both the display surface and internal electrode layers. Low reflection film reduces surface reflections. Circular polarizer cut reflection from internal electrode layers. And automotive LCDs emit linear polarizer light, which can make displays unreadable when viewed through polarized sunglasses, as shown on the right. Placing DNP's depolarizer film in front of the display solves this issue, keeping the screen clearly visible even with sunglasses, as shown on the left. Next, head-up displays that project image onto windshield or transparent combiners require high brightness and high resolution. At the same time, there is a growing demand to make the modules more compact. Micro LEDs offer high brightness, but as pixel density increases, lateral light loss grows, causing more heat from wasted energy. At DNP, we apply optical design and molding technologies from projection screen development by using custom lens for micro LEDs. We direct light efficiency, enable to energy saving, high energy saving and high luminance head-up displays. This is an encapsulant for LCD backlights used in head-up displays and SIDs. Automotive LCDs, especially those used in head-up displays, require high brightness and uniformity without muller. DNP's encapsulant for LCD backlights is effective in maximizing the efficiency of LED backlight illumination and reducing brightness non-uniformity. LCF. LCF is a film that controls light transmittance developed by applying DNP's liquid crystal coating technology. It is used to block or reduce sunlight. LCF offers main two key features: high-speed switching under 1 sec, low voltage operation under 30 volt. And last, new decoration panel on dashboard. A next generation display panel, when off, seamlessly blends with a wood finish dashboard for a clean look. When on, high quality, vivid display performance. Let me conclude by sharing our broader aspiration. At DNP, we are not only committed to advancing display technologies, but also to contributing to the growth of the automotive and display industries in Barato. A country full of innovation, energy, and potential. We believe that by sharing our core technologies and collaborating with local partners, we can help shape the future of in-vehicle together. DNP is ready to support the next generation of display components, not just globally, but in close partnership with the people and industries of Barato. Thank you very much for your time and attention. Special thanks, Grantwood CEO, Mr. Raji. I'm truly honored to be part of this exciting journey with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Shibata-san. Appreciate it. And since you finished a little early, I'll open it if somebody has questions. Open to the floor. Don't go away, don't go away. They're thinking. No? Next speaker. He's awake.
Thank you.
You was talking about the shy display, right? So in the case, how did you increase that transmittance? Yeah.
That's a very good question.
Thank you.
That's exactly what we need. We need very good questions, huh? Please. He's going to answer first.
So we have a small pinhole, and you can see the displays. So it's a only secret, sorry.
So after this, please get together with him. After his talk, you stay back, both of you, and discuss that. Yeah, please. There's another one.
I see that lawyer film, not lawyer film, LCF film, where you mention off condition is dark, on condition is transparent. So can we have a reverse? That means in off condition, I want a transparent. In on condition, I want to have some reduction in the transparent. Got my answer?
What the polarizer that he showed?
Yeah. So for example, windshield or the door.
We use
Windshield or the side windows. I was thinking based on this one. I want to go for a digital blenders. No, I given the name just like that. Digital blenders in a car. In a car, side windows are there, side window glasses. In side window glasses, as per regulation, it must be a transparent. But while moving, no need to be a transparent. I can make it as a dark. That is. I am from Mahindra, so I'm thinking that if that films helps us in a stationary, I want that vehicle should be that glass should be transparent. When moving, I want to make opaque so that I can watch all movies and all those things. So can we see that can we do that by using your LCF film?
I think LCF film is the transparency is little bit dark for use front glass. So I think we use for sunroof
Yeah.
or other use we think.
Same application, I can put it on window also, but it should be in reverse. Can we do that? That's my question. Maybe we'll discuss offline then.
I think you're.
You got my
Shibata-san
what I-
described are all passive films. They're not active films.
No, it's active film, looks like.
This one, can you electrically switch it?
Yeah, that is what I understood.
Then please,
I'll
from Mr. Mahindra Group, please give him a spec and the cost target and number of products, and Suzuki-san will take the order right there.
Yeah. We'll discuss offline, probably, yeah. We'll love to work with you on this process.
Yeah, please.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That session finishes. Now back to
Okay.